Welcome back. We're just waiting for our guest to join us and figure out some of these technical. Here we go. Okay, yay. All right. All right, well, welcome back, everyone. You know who I am, Caroline Best of the Tao of Horsemanship. And this is Everything Horses and More weekly podcast. You know who my lovely sidekick is here, my co-host, Sabrina Arbogast. We are waiting for our guest speaker today. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Atilia. And it is going to be Erin. And you know, that's a challenging last name. Erin Lefebvre. Lefebvre. Yeah, she'll have to pronounce her last name when she gets on here. It's beautiful. Canadian, French, very pretty. But we're waiting for Erin to join. She was having some difficulty on her end. She could not connect with us. Well, she could with her phone, but we couldn't hear each other. And so she is now going to connect. Hi, Lydia. Hi, everybody. Hi, Zainab. She's going to connect with us via Messenger on her, I think her tablet.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what's been in the car.
Yeah, so she's got to charge it. So anyway, I will start this podcast, and we'll see her when she gets on. And today we're going to be talking about what abused horses have taught me. And Erin is our guest speaker, and she's also going to be talking about the work that she does in the equine industry. She's an equine massage therapist. So hi, Emma. Hi, Jessica. So Erin's going to be sharing her experiences over the years working with traumatized horses and what she feels in their body and what she feels both in a tactile way, obviously through her hands, but also in an energetic way, what she feels when she works with traumatized horses. And then she's going to get a little deeper, like we always do, and a little more personal, because I am a firm believer in many things, as you guys know, and I think this topic's going to correlate or parallel with the law of attraction. And how many of you guys out there have either questioned this or asked this question, you know, why do I have the horse I have? Or why am I attracted to X, Y, and Z? X, Y, and Z being a traumatized horse, or X, Y, and Z could be a person too. Why am I attracted to these specific characteristics or traits or behaviors in my relationships? So that's kind of the big picture too, when we dive in deeper on this subject, what abused horses have taught me, and why, you know, Erin is drawn to abused horses. So on a personal level, she'll go down that road with all of us. And I'm also going to ask the question, like I just did, for all of you to think about, what types of horses do you have and why do you have them? What attracts you to them? And not just the physical attributes, but the emotional, the connection piece. And you know, being a professional in this industry, equine industry, there are so many. I think the majority, at least my audience, the people that are attracted to my work, you know, the majority of people, 95, 97, 98% of the people, you know, we're not in it for performance or competition. You know, we're in it because we truly love the horse, whether we ride them or not. And we enjoy their company, and we enjoy taking care of them, and we enjoy them for so many reasons and for so many experiences. But this is a question that comes up often between me and you, my students, is, well, why do you have your horse? You know, especially when you're doing this work of mine and learning what I teach, I will be asking you that question, because as we've talked about in previous podcasts, you know, horses are an amazing mirror or reflection of who we are. I can remember, well, you know, when I got back into horses, and I'll let you, that's probably Erin. I'm going to let Sabrina handle that. Texting. She must be having difficulty. So we'll just keep waiting. But if anything, she can just call us, okay? You handle that.
Right, I have to use my, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my face. So if there's any problem, almost downloading. So she'll be with us in a minute. When I got back into horses, I was really specific about what I wanted. And my dad had already found Legend, my little Arab, 2 years prior to when I got back into horses in 2004. So in 2002, I started to think about this journey. And I think I've mentioned in other podcasts, I had gotten myself in a really excellent financial position. I had another business of my own, and I was saving money and preparing to change careers. But I knew that changing careers in this industry was going to be really expensive, and not just going back to school and studying, but also owning horses. And so my horses had been at my parents' farm, really easy maintenance, mom and dad, no big deal. You know, I helped out with bills, of course, but I didn't have to pay for board, right? And so when my late horse Brandy passed away in 2000, oh, here's Erin. Dad had gotten Legend, or was it 2002? I can't remember. All right, let's say hi to Erin, and I'll continue. Hi, Erin, where are you?
I'm right here.
So now your screen is frozen. No, we're just not having much success. Erin, there you are.
I see her.
We can see you.
Hi.
Can we hear you?
You might have to turn that
Can you
yourself.
hear me?
Let me turn this up on my end. Hold on, guys. Can you say something?
Something.
Erin? We can't hear you. Where's your volume, my dear?
I hear a little bit.
It's all the way up.
Okay, good. Now we can hear you. Okay, just stay close to your your audio so we can hear you. Yep.
Oh, it looks like shit. Okay.
Okay,
we
you're
on
live.
already?
Yes, you're live.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. All right. Yay, Erin's here.
Yay.
So Erin, just give me a second. I'm going to complete my story. I was filling some time here. So just give me a second, hun.
Okay.
And welcome. So anyway, when I got back into horses, Dad had already gotten Legend to, we just rescued lots of horses. And Brandy passed away, had him for 25 years at the age of 32. My heart was broken. And it took about 2 years. And then in 2004, I was ready. And so I was ready to get 2 more horses, and that would complete my trinity, as I call them, Legend, Smoky, and Sundance. But I didn't know Sundance and Smoky, right? I didn't know them yet. But it was interesting thinking about what I wanted. And originally I wanted a really solid riding horse for my father and I, because he was too big for Legend. So I was going to get back into horses and retrain Legend. And I wanted just a really well-broke riding horse for my dad. It didn't work out that way. And, you know, I so believe in everything I talk about, the law of attraction. I believe in divinity, that things happen for a reason. I don't reason why they happen. I just believe that they happen for a reason. And I think that's because I accept why they happen. I question it a little bit, but I really do accept it. And synchronicity and all that really cool stuff. And so when I got Smokey, I had no idea he was so messed up. And when I rescued Sundance, I mean, she was going to the kill pen because she was so dangerous and violent and dangerous. I mean, she was attacking people. She was running after them, biting them, double barrel kicking them. And she was 3 years of age. Crazy, huh? So they both were damaged goods. And it's just interesting. I know that I wanted to start a new career with horses. So for me, purchasing, rescuing, adopting the horses that I did, they were going to be great teachers, right? You know, I wasn't just getting horses for a hobby. I was getting horses to teach me and to learn from. And I certainly had 3 amazingly challenging horses. And you guys can thank them for everything, because they've taught me more than any person ever could. But the point I'm making is, you know, here we go back to what attracts us to being around abused horses, what attracts us to want to save the abused horse or rescue, you know, what is that rescuer inside of us? So it's just something to think about. And, you know, and I'll leave you all with this thought before we let Erin begin. The question would be for you all is, what is it you're trying to save? when you are saving a horse, what are you really trying to save? Most of the time you're trying to save something inside of you. It's something to just think about. I don't know if you guys have thought about that before. All right, Miss Erin. So, what abused horses have taught me is our title. And I also introduced you the industry that you're in. How many years have you been an equine massage therapist?
About 7. I've been a massage therapist for people for about 16.
Yes, excellent, excellent. So you're going to be talking a lot more about, which is going to be awesome, what happens when you are working on horses, like what you feel. And I was introducing you while you were getting set up. You know, it's not just the tactile, what you feel, what you put your hands on with the horses, but it's an energy. And it's kind of like a sixth sense or an empathetic. You have this empathy. And so I want you to just talk about all that. Yeah, go ahead. Are you good with that?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, you go.
Okay. So when I am massaging a horse, you've seen, and I know you've heard me say this before, you've seen the Terminator before, right?
Yes.
Where the guy turns into the silver liquid stuff.
Yes.
So when I'm massaging a horse, I see intuitively that, like, when I touch them, my fingers turn into that Terminator, but it's like a mix between a purple and a hot pink. And when I touch them, my fingers melt into them, and it's like I go into them. I don't know how to explain it. And like, I can see it starting to, like nail polish pouring on something. I can see it starting to come over them. And or like when I have my hands on 2 different, and it's weird because I don't feel this with humans. I only feel it with horses. And when I have my hands on 2 different places, I can feel, how do I explain it? Like I feel like
it's an energy. You can,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an energy
yes.
field. It's an energy field.
It is. And I can make it rotate, like twirl. I can do a bunch of stuff, and it's not in my head. You know what I mean?
Listen, let me interrupt you because I know what that feels like. I don't do what you do for a living, but you know I work with energy. My experience is I know what that feels like. Even if it freezes. But you know I work with energy. My experience is now weird. How did that happen? Technology.
I hear you. I know.
Okay. You might just want to turn, yeah, hopefully I don't, because we can hear me through your, there you go. Much better, thank you. So anyway, Sally worked on my body about 10 years ago, and it was my first experience with the type of energy work that she did. She never touched me, you guys. So I came to Ohio to work with she and her horses for a private immersion, and she was giving me a massage because she could tell by my posture that something was happening with my pelvis and my hips. And she didn't know any accidents. She just obviously assumed, which is true. I've had a lot of riding accidents when I was a young child and a lot of head concussions when I was a young child. Really scary. But it's as we get older, and I'm older now, you know, a lot of my injuries are really showing up in the way that I walk, you know, everything, you guys, the pain. It's interesting. So when you're young, you think you're fearless, right? But when we get older, it's going to really show up. So this is 10 years ago. I was in my early 40s, and she never touched me. She put me down, took me into her office. I laid down on the table, and she just started at my left heel. She just held her hand underneath of my foot. She never touched me. And in that instant, and I could feel as if she was touching me. It was amazing. And she just stayed there and she was like, I could feel the heat in my foot, my heel. She could feel the heat. This is the work that I do with the horses.
Right.
But she was doing it with me. And in that moment of her assessing me, she was assessing my body right there. She didn't know that I had a serious head trauma a few years ago, and I had craniosacral for a week. I could feel my brain, you guys. I could feel water in my brain. This is really bad. As an adult, this is the most serious accident I'd ever had, with a horse purposely bulldozing me, running me down, pushing me like a football player up in the air. I went out, woke up to my dog licking my face, still holding onto the lead rope and screaming. This is when I was in Pennsylvania in 2011, before I moved to Florida. It was the scariest situation in my life. And anyway, it was also wild because all my horses had run up to that paddock where I was schooling this horse, and they were all against the fence, and they were pushing, and they were going nuts to come to my aid. It was an amazing, scary, but really interesting thing. But anyway, so Sally, she didn't know that I had a birthmark. She didn't know that I had surgery on my knee. But from feeling my heel, she was able to travel up my body and find particular parts where energy was blocked, or in her experience, because she's been doing this for like 40 years, you guys. She's much older than I am. And her experience, not much, but she's older. In her experience, when she came to these impasses and blocked energy, she knew whether it was a really serious trauma, like an accident or surgery, or if it was just blocked energy. So she was able to travel all the way to the base of my brainstem, and that's where she's like, oh my gosh, you had something seriously happen to you not too long ago. And then when she did travel up my body to work on me, she never laid a hand on me. She was able to get underneath of me and open. I felt my entire pelvis open up. My back, I got longer in my spine. She changed my entire, I've got goosebumps. This one visit with her about 9 or 10 years ago.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. I was in Florida, so it might have been 8 years ago. One visit totally changed my conformation, you guys. And believe me, I could use a lot more, because as I'm getting older, I still need some tweaks and adjustments. So I didn't mean to take away from you, but I want to validate what you're talking about, because until you experience it like I have, and then I know what my horses are feeling and I'm not an equine masseuse like you are, Erin, and I know, I've seen you work, and I know what you can do. But I do work with energy, and I do my own type of, energetic work with the horse, and I can feel those shifts, and I can feel that energy, that mass of energy. It is amazing. So go ahead.
It's weird because I have, like, when I was down there for the clinics, I have a hard time with the push and the pull. And it's weird because I don't know why I can't feel it. I can feel it when I'm working on them through my hands, but with the whole push and the pull, like, I have to practice more on that.
Yes, and that's something that you and I can do with one-on-one coaching, in like physical coaching, not just phone coaching, because often there's just a disconnect, because it's like your expertise is channeled so specifically in the way you use it that no. It's just a super strength. That's all. It's just it's a disconnect. It's not a negative. It's just a disconnect. It's just so super strong and refined that you just are so far removed from connecting inwardly that way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you're so used to, I get it. We can help to transfer that energy and balance that out, so you feel more of that inside of your body, that connection. And I get it. I get it. That's cool though. So so like you're that's a great analogy or metaphor, using the Terminator and that metal, that liquid metal, or like the thickness that you're talking about with the fingernail polish. That I so visually get that. That's a great analogy of just pouring slowly, thickly, like you're taking that energy that you feel and you're manipulating it. And it's non-invasive. When we don't actually touch, It's so non-invasive. It's so
And
amazing.
it feels like silly putty, if that makes sense. Feels like silly putty.
How you
Or
play
maybe
with
like
it.
Play-Doh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I can
Yeah.
play with it. It's really cool.
In
Really
a
cool.
lot of Erin's videos, Erin's a Mastery membership student, and she posted, for a while you were posting like a year ago, just time and time again, every time you would work on your horse, Kyla Marie, she would lay down
All the
completely.
time.
It's beautiful. And that is just, it doesn't get any better than that, to have your horse that freaking relaxed.
Yeah.
And trusting. I mean, just
Yep.
she'd be popping these videos up almost weekly.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
you got
it got to the point.
beautiful.
It got to the point where, when I would work on her, even the next day when I would come to work, she would just see me and she would just start yawning, third eye rolling back, everything. She would just see me and just start yawning, and yeah.
You guys,
Really
it's
cool.
so amazing. You know, to be able to bring that level of energy in your first chakra to all the spaces that we occupy and connect, not just with our horse. It's like when I came down this morning with my coffee, no, I was leaving the office and coming back up to the house this morning to get something to eat, and I passed through the wood barn, and Clarissa was fungal bathing Blue, you know, and he sees Mama, you know, and he's like getting a little antsy. But as soon as I just stood up and put my hand up, and he's such a lover, you know, he starts licking me, and then he just starts, a tongue comes out, and he just starts yawning.
Yep.
And it's a great effect to have on your horses when they are that relaxed and in that endorphin release, because they're in their parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we want them. That's where they're calm, relaxed, and thinking and connected to us. And that's just the best place to start and finish.
And it's like, she was so connected to it and loved it so much that, so the place that I used to have her at before I moved to Ariella's, we had about 32 to 33 horses in a herd. And the herd, I would go through the barn to where the back gate was, and the herd was maybe like 3 or 4 acres way up the hill. And every single time, because I'm not walking up there, every single time I would just be like, Kyla Marie, come. And I would go into the tack room and set down my stuff. And by the time I came out, she was standing at the gate waiting for me every single time. Every time.
Of course, doesn't get any better than that.
Nope.
Absolutely. So let's stick with, you've got some really good points I want to bring up. That was a beautiful intro and explanation, description, visual for all of us, because I can relate to that. I can see that and feel it too, Erin. Everybody can get to this place if you practice. We can all provide this level of soothing energy within us and give it to others. I mean, it's just amazing. You just have to know how to do it in practice. So you have a couple of bullet points here, like how connecting with the horse that's been abused is like giving a deep tissue massage. So I'm going to read the paragraph that you wrote, and then, you know, obviously feel free to expand on this. So you wrote, holding a space of peace while in the presence of a client on the table. I don't come banging in through the door and roughly place the holster under their knees and quickly ruffle the sheets and jostling their limbs. We lost Erin, but she'll come back. Yeah, her connection must not be very good. We know what that's like. So Erin's basically writing about how she holds a space for human clients, and let's see if she comes back on, hopefully, and that she doesn't do what I don't know how many of you have had a massage. I've had plenty of them, and yeah, some of them are quiet, and some of your masseuses come in and they're rough and they're quick and they bring that energy. But Erin really likes, and I've seen her work with the horses, she really wants the client, whether it's horse or human, to feel a level of safety, because you are in a vulnerable position. Horses are too, especially people. naked, as Erin wrote, naked on the table alone in a small room with a stranger. So she writes, same idea can be used in respect to the horse. And that they need to have that, feel that level of safety. So that's where she's bringing in the being really grounded. And I don't know, is your phone on? Do you want to text her?
Her iPad got really hot. So hold on, I'm coming.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I'll keep talking. So she also, another one of her points is the meditative grounding. So basically, in Erin's words, you have to leave your shit at the door when you're holding the space. And that's true. You can't have a lot of white noise going on in your mind. You really have to fully embody and embrace this space, without a doubt. So energy transfers, you know, while giving a massage. So you have to be careful what kind of energy, just like with the horse, that they pick up on. Absolutely, especially when you're touching. And then she writes, one of her bullet points is bracing against touch. What does it look like? In humans, it shows up when the upper body has no shake to it while massaging the lower body. Yeah. In horses, it shows up instinctively. So bracing. So yeah, I'm sure Erin's not here to speak for herself right now, but I can only imagine if you're massaging a human on a table and their upper body's tight and the lower body's relaxed and moving, everything should be relaxed. It's the same when you are schooling a horse, whether you're lunging them or riding them. You always want to see a very relaxed body. You want to see the body moving, but not in like 5 different body parts. You want to see the whole unit. Let me get Erin back on here. But you want to see a level of, hey, welcome back.
All right, let me turn down my phone though. Okay. Hi.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So when you work on the lower body, and I'm massaging the lower body, I'll like jiggle their leg, and their whole butt is supposed to jiggle. Their whole butt is supposed to jiggle.
Yeah.
Their back is supposed to jiggle. But when they're bracing, you jiggle the leg, and the whole from the butt up stays still. That means they're not completely letting go. They're bracing against it. So that's what that is.
Now, when you give them a massage, during the massage or after the massage, does that change? Does obviously the massage help them, or do they still hold on to, they still have all that brace?
By the end of the massage,
It's a little looser?
It's a little looser. But the thing is, though, it's not, how do I explain it? It's not the muscles themselves. It's the person in their head. They can't just relax, like they can't just get in their body and get out of their head and relax.
Yeah.
So
well, what's that like for the horse? Like how, when you're working on horses with trust issues, especially, you know, not every horse will allow you to come into their space, you know, like Smokey wouldn't. Smokey would not let, like he rarely, I think maybe one time, Sally used to come at least once a year and work with me, and she would massage my Trinity especially. Smokey would never. And with many different, I mean, the only thing he liked was the beamer from my chiropractor. He wouldn't even let her do chiropractic adjustments. So some horses, yeah, Smokey was brilliant. Like, boo-hoo, he was from another planet. Like this, just amazing. And, you know, he would, when she put the beamer on him with his bad knee that was getting worse and worse and worse from arthritis, she had it for the leg, and he would touch the knob. He would paw, get our attention, and then touch the knob to tell us and whether he wanted it turned up or down, you guys. And if we turned it the wrong way, he would take it and paw, and then he'd hold it for us. And of course, if we turned it the right way, he was completely still. And Smokey was, like I always would say, Smokey had spectrum disorder. In my study of autism, Asperger's, and spectrum disorder with children, Smokey to me I said this 10 plus years ago, had spectrum disorder, just like the lowest level of autism, where his sensory aware and processing was just like didn't match up. Like he just was off the chart. Things just affected him. Like I know he could see and feel things that others just couldn't. And he had a hard time processing that and dealing with that. Just super crazy when you think about it.
I've had horses that wouldn't let me touch them.
Mm-hmm.
Kyla Marie being one of them. When working with the work and I would stand behind her shoulder to go to ground, she would always move away. Always. But so then I said to myself, okay, well, why don't I try this? I would do the fly fish hug with the whip. And I would again turn my fingers into the Terminator right through that whip over her, and she would ground. But I couldn't touch
time.
her.
Yeah. Yep, it took time. It's like Sundance. They're a lot alike, you know, and like I was rubbing on Sundance last night, or, you know, 5, 6 o'clock, feed and lay his old man PM, you know, food. And she wanted some loves, and I just was giving her the same touch. And I went under her belly, which she loves, towards her udders, and she whipped those ears back at me. I was like, okay, what's wrong? Like, you know, she's just so. Yeah, she didn't want me there.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you frozen again?
Leaned in. She wanted me to in her heart and up on her neck. Well, next time we have one of these podcasts, you've got to get your laptop set up. But yeah, no, every horse is different, and we do have to respect that. But at the same time, a lot of them do, through trust, like Kyla, they do eventually, and that's what you were working on, is the energy needed to be less, you know, not so intense and close, and less, and you use the lunge whip to help that process. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of comments. These are great, everybody. Yes, Erin. You know, that's one thing we definitely need to get, is you need to type in your phone or your email, because these podcasts do wonders when I have guest speakers that, you know, are involved in the equine industry, like Brad the farrier, Jeff.
I'm traveling down.
And you.
Traveling down to work on his horses.
Yep. Good. Yep. So Erin will travel. She can't just travel for one person unless you want to pony up and pay for it. It's expensive. But yeah, so just leave your information in there, how you want people to contact you, because Erin is in Massachusetts right now. She is looking to move to Florida. And I think that's a really amazing step for you, because your ability there, you know, we're in one of the horse meccas of the world. So people, they need you.
Yeah.
People need you and horses need you.
Yes. I'm gonna actually, with my business, I can't right now because I work for Elements Massage. And
yes.
I have a contract where I can't work.
And you have a daughter too. You can't just uproot everything right now.
Right. No. I mean, even up here, I couldn't. I mean, obviously they wouldn't know if I went to somebody's house. But my plan is instead of just also working on, you know, people's horses, I want to work on them as well.
Yes.
So I would have like a massage table in the back of my truck or something.
Me. Yeah, I need it. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if you're working on horses, that's not going to compete with your contract with Elements.
No.
Yeah.
Not
it's just people. No, I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah.
No, that's so beautiful. So, you know, I started this conversation, this podcast, when you were trying to get get online here. I started, you know, with the title of What Abused Horses Have Taught Me. So, you know, on a personal note, you know, I've talked about why I'm attracted to saving horses and rescuing horses. And yes, on a personal note, what am I trying to save within myself or explore or understand? But also for me, I do this for a living. So I truly am trying to make a better world for horses. You know, I'm not just trying to save myself every time.
Right.
But understanding that that is a part of who we are, and, like attracts like, or, where is it a mirror or a reflection? You know, you definitely, you wanted to save, I think it's Smokey, the older horse at the barn that you were working at before you quit.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
I
and I
saved
did it.
Kyla Marine.
I know.
I saved
And
Kyla
yeah,
Marine.
yeah, I know you
She was
did.
tossed
And
out. She was tossed out to the herd. She was beat to shit. She was starved, and nobody was stepping up. And so I started feeding her out of my own pocket and caring for her. And
that's just the right thing to do. Sometimes it's just the right thing to do, you guys. I think I think every human being should save an animal at least once in their life. It'll make you a better human being. Whether it's a cat, a bird, a dog, a horse, anything. It's part of humanity. So yeah, on that level, we could rationalize it and just say, hell man, this horse needed my help, and damn straight, I'm going to save her and do the best I can. So it doesn't have to be, a reflection of you trying to save a piece of yourself, but can you relate to that? Can you relate to that?
I can. I can.
Mm-hmm.
I was, my daughter's father, we were together for a very long time, and he was very, not physically abusive, actually somewhat. He never hit me. He used to twirl up towels and corner me in the kitchen, and I had welts on my legs. He used to,
Okay, that's bad. That's abuse.
Way bad. But like emotionally and mentally. And I would kind of like the horse, I would just go into freeze mode. I would just go within myself, and I didn't know that there was a better way. I didn't know. I know, but I still don't know. I've been single ever since.
Those are our instincts though. That's called self-preservation. We don't have to know, we don't have to be educated. That's a good thing. That's what we're supposed to do to preserve ourselves. Yeah.
So, and then I'm thinking maybe like, me and my mom don't have a really good relationship. And I'm thinking like maybe like I didn't get attention, or I didn't feel safe, or I was forced to do things her way when she wanted them done. I wasn't given a choice to just work
Conditional
with her.
love. Yeah, conditional love and control. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's
Very
really
much so.
amazing because you're not like that with your daughter. You should be so proud. You broke that cycle of learned behavior, because you have such, an amazing, from what I've seen, and I've seen enough long distance when I've spent a lot of time with you, and I've seen you, I've heard you talking to your daughter, I've seen you FaceTiming, I've seen your kid on video, and you've such a beautiful, happy, healthy child, young woman, daughter. She's what, 10?
She's going to be 10 June 14th. Yeah.
Yeah, just beautiful. And your relationship with her is really awesome. Really awesome.
Because I don't want to act like my mother acted with me.
Well, and you don't bring your daughter around unhealthy relationships either. So her father, you left her father
when she was about 1.5.
Good.
He actually, that one time, that was it. He smacked me in my face for something, took her out of my arms, and we had the whole city of Lowell looking for him. He took off with her. And so
but you got out of that. You got out of that. It's beautiful. You broke that cycle. Yeah, you broke that cycle.
Yeah. She saved me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool when we look at, again, what we're attracted to. There's so many things we can learn about ourselves and heal, and especially behaviors, change unwanted behaviors when we take a good look at the scary stuff. And sometimes our horses can really help us. And sometimes we can get stuck. We can definitely get stuck.
Working massaging horses has really taught me to calm down. I'm a very angry person. Not so much anymore. But I do have bipolar. I flip the switch quickly. I
have never seen that. I have never seen that. Nope.
I have, yeah, but I have impulse control too. Like it, very bad impulse control, but I'm working on that as well. And I feel like,
Well, you've done a great job because you've been down here 3 times now for 3 immersions. And we've been together 24/7, practically all of us in a group setting. You know, you go back to your hotel room, but we're doing dinner together. And you've been, I hate the word normal because there is no normal, but you've been
right.
so healthy. Like I haven't,
But
and I'm not
you
saying
guys
it's not
aren't
true.
assholes. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know. I get that. So that's one of the things that I want to, why I'm bringing that up with you. And we talked about it when you were down here, though. Your bipolar tendencies, and I say it like this, and your impulse issues really only happen when you are triggered.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying I don't really think you have those issues. I think you just, like you said, have a lot of anger and a lot of frustration. And when you're triggered by your mom or
Yep.
someone, you know, an
Yep.
asshole, we know that, you know, it's a trigger, and it just, you just go from point A to point Z, you hit that switch, and that's
With
a
no
learned
filter and
but
no
that's a learned
thought of
behavior.
consequences.
That's a learned behavior, because if you really had bipolar, sorry, you might be diagnosed this, but I'm going to disagree. If you really had it, it would show up all the time in normal, quote unquote, situations. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think I really have a lot of impulse. I mean, like, I bought a $50,000 truck for, like, just because, you know what I mean?
know.
And just stuff like that. I mean, I don't have it now, but
Yeah, but look at your environment. You remember, this is deep stuff, you guys. Look at your environment. It's a constant cycle of triggers. You're
yes.
older, you're more mature, you're more aware. It's a little bit better, but you
Yes.
haven't left that environment. You're still there with your mom. You're still there with all those old behaviors.
Yep, that's about to change.
I know. I
That's about to
know.
change. Yep. And I since I left the barn that I used to work at, I left the day Kyla Marie left. It was like, that's it. I
Hallelujah.
feel like so better. I feel so, I'm not angry. I'm not, you know, I mean, I do kind of worry that, you know, since I'm not there, that, you know, things are being overlooked or, like, not gave a shit about. But
at the barn, not where Kyla is, because
no, not where Kyla is.
yeah,
No,
Kyla's in an amazing place.
She
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
is.
where
Yeah.
you used to work. Of course,
Yeah.
that's sad. That would break my heart too. I would be very sad about that. I know, because you know
And
that place is a piece of shit, and they're
it
horrible
is.
to the horses. I mean, you left because one of the people there was beating your horse in the face.
Yeah.
I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail.
I almost
Oh
was.
my God. That's
Yeah.
why I keep bail money around. Y'all think
Yeah.
I'm playing. I keep bail
Yeah.
money around for a reason. If you
Yeah,
know me, you
but
touch my animals and you're done.
I know, but the only thing I had in front of my face was my daughter, man. Like,
Mm.
I've been arrested. I spent like 6 months in jail in North Carolina, and I oh man, dude, man,
I
my
love
life's
it.
nuts. But
That's a whole nother story, a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Well, not even that. They didn't.
Yay,
They not
Yvonne,
only.
you too in jail. Hi, Alex.
Yeah.
This is great.
Hey. Yeah. I mean, they not only put their hands on my horse. They, you know, one of the owners put his hands on me.
Yeah.
And it's like I couldn't. And the only thing, and I'm gonna cry. The only thing that sucks is for like 8 years, every single day, I woke up and I had horses in my life. I would ride 5-6 hours a day every day. And
it'll be back. It's okay.
I haven't seen a horse. I haven't put my hands on a horse. Like I want to. My dream job is, even though like I want to work and massage on people's horses and stuff like that. I want to find a ranch that does trail rides, and I want to work on their company horses. I want to ride. I want to be a trail guide again. You know. And I haven't seen a horse in over a month. I haven't smelt a horse. I haven't touched a horse. Nothing.
That's okay. I'm sorry. I know. I don't know.
sucks. It
It's
really,
okay,
really sucks.
okay, just, yep, let it go. I'm not going to tell you to stop crying. Just cry. But also remember, you're working towards a goal, okay?
Yeah.
You're working towards the rest of your life, and it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
is.
better.
Yep.
But yeah,
Step
oh
by
my
step.
gosh. Ooh, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, think of, yeah, just it's, oh my gosh, girl. Yeah, that's something. I don't know, in Florida, we have a lot of parks and, you know, the people ride their horses a ton, but I don't think we have any ranches down here.
Not a ranch, but they have like a zip line place up.
Oh, I know, I've been there.
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah, little trails. Yeah, that's true
horses.
too. Yeah, we do have that. Yeah, maybe it's something that you can start down here.
Maybe.
You know, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. So that's something we can talk about. Oh, you poor thing. All right. Well, you're going to see your horse in a month.
I
Yep.
am. And so after we go to Ariella's, we're staying down there for like a week. We're going to drive down. Well, I was going to talk about driving down to you.
Okay, we'll talk. Yep, we'll talk about that because we got to map it out on my calendar and make sure I'm around.
Yep. Right.
That'll be awesome, though. That'd be awesome.
I
Oh,
was actually supposed to drive to Ariella's today, but with all that gas thing going on, I didn't want to risk it.
No,
I didn't want to risk it. So.
Nope. Yep. Smart. Yeah. Diesel. You know, I drive just diesel, so I haven't had a problem with diesel.
And plus $3 instead of $2.50.
Yeah, it's expensive, but I don't drive that much. So
gas up
right.
Yeah, it can go up to $6 a gallon.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, Florida was just touched by it a little bit. Not that
Yeah,
I don't
we
even
get our gas from south.
Ariella has no gas.
Oh my God. Wow. How's Brad getting around? Oh, that's a whole other conversation because he's a farrier. How does he get around?
Yep.
Maybe he has diesel. Holy cow. Yeah. All right. Well, that's not our podcast today. All right. Squirrel. We're just talking, you know, we always do. All right. Oh, good. Thank you, Becky. Yeah, Becky's in Florida. Becky, I know I've been to your farm before where you board your horses. So Becky's like, there are a few ranches that do guided trail rides, Tampa area. So that'll be good. Thank you, Becky. Yes, Alex, I know you have autism and you have triggers. I'm welcome. We've been chatting for a while. This is awesome. And your instructor were discussing how the horses were feeling and trying to read the horse's body language. That's great. Renee, there's beach rides. Yep, we do. Yep. So there's stuff to look into. Thank you, Renee.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, Lydia has a question. Has Erin ever solved a chronic problem in a horse client with a massage?
A lot of behavioral changes, gait deficiencies, like the way they walk, like one hip would be higher than the other. And I've leveled that out. So yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. No, and my experience with equine massage, like chiropractor, has been awesome, but this to me is the reality of it. And you mentioned it with people. If we're mentally stressed, if a horse is mentally stuck or emotionally stuck, their body's going to reflect it.
Exactly.
So even when you have a phenomenal masseuse or chiropractor come in and make that adjustment, the horse can easily slide back into that pain problem, or whatever problem it is, because they get tight again. They get tight mentally, they get a trigger. So to me, it's the three things that have to work together when we have acute physical problems with our horses. It's not just the massage, it's not just the chiropractic, it's those combined with helping the horse release on an emotional level, not just
and it has to be consistent.
Yes, and not just a cellular level, like Erin's dealing with the cellular level in all the fascia tissue, the chiropractor's dealing with other, joint maybe. You can too, of course. All of that connects. But then it's that emotional or mental that as soon as the horse is like, oh shit, here we go again, I'm afraid of this, or has a trigger, then it just
tenses right back up.
Yeah, it goes to hell, you guys. It's really, you have to address all three. And that was a point that I wanted to make, and not to take away, but, you know, away from either one, you know, Erin or the chiropractor. It just, you know, like in my experience, I've dealt with so many acute trauma cases with horses that all three areas had to be addressed. But then there's most of the horses that don't have the acute trauma, right? So the massage, the constant massage or the constant chiropractic has been, you know, amazing, right. You know, on a regular basis. So just like athletes, right? It's just like athletes. A little different, because then professional athletes get those types of treatments all the time, but they're not stuck in their minds. Horses are different. Right. You know, they have so many bad experiences being ridden, being lunged. You know, they're scared of this, scared of that, and then, yeah.
Yep, exactly. That's why I feel like trail horses need it the most. I personally feel like, because
I'm sure, because of the riders.
Yes, they have,
and the bad saddles, and the bad saddles. None of them have proper saddling. The riders they're in their mouth, which is messing up their pole, their axis.
Well, not only that, the riders carry their baggage.
Yeah.
They carry that. That's why, remember when we were down there and I taught Christine, or I mentioned to Christine, when she was working on the horse, just quickly, just run your horse and like you're blowing dust off.
Yep. Take that energy and get rid of it. Yes.
So that's what I used to do before and after, like when we unloaded,
to clear it,
unloading. Yep. I would just, and then put the horse, and then again, when I was loading a customer, I would quickly, as I was adjusting the stirrups before the customer got on, I would just on their forehead.
You know, Erin, this is a really great idea, because we're doing this with Brad when he comes back on for his next podcast. I'm going to have you do the same thing. You should create, and Jeff's going to do this, my dentist. You need to create a simple guide for all of us dummies, not putting us down, but we don't know anything about what you know, the anatomy and all that wonderful stuff. But a simple guide, some, like you just said, the clearing. I call it clearing. But just something that we can do daily. Maybe it's 3 specific things, 5 specific things that we can do every time that'll just help our horses feel better on a daily basis. And don't give it away. Some of this stuff you can give away, but you know, I'm a business person. You should, you know, you want to give some away, but it's something you could package and sell. Just something for you and I to talk about on a business level too.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll email you. But that's what Brad and Ariella are creating for our next podcast. It's a giveaway right now, but it's going to be really awesome, because he's going to dumb down, you know, the major points that we need to pay attention to when our horses are getting their feet trimmed, you know, especially with balance. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that are overlooked chronically with farriers, you guys, that we don't know, and it's really messing our horses up. So
Brad was able to do her front feet with no sedation.
I know. I saw that.
None.
I saw that.
None.
The video. I know that. But well, why wouldn't a horse want to work with him? He doesn't force them. He usually goes out in the pasture and waits for them to accept him. And he freaking is kneeling down at liberty, free, you know, kneeling down, and the horse is just asleep while he's doing their feet. So yeah, he's amazing. Yep. He is. I mean, I've never met a farrier. I mean, he's a horse person. He's an animal person. They have a sanctuary. They love animals. But I've just, he's amazing. Trust me, he's my 7th farrier in 2 years, and I'm not losing him. I'm staying with him. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Becky. Since you live in Florida, you should contact Ariella on the Mastery Membership Facebook if you want Brad. Brad's going to end up getting hooked up with WEC, World Equestrian Center. Trust me, this guy is so good, and he can save so many horses. So yeah.
That's another one of my goals.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, and it's who you know, so we can talk about that when you get here. All right. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to share, my dear?
No.
It's beautiful.
Except that I keep looking at my double chin. I'm trying to.
Well, because listen, whenever you guys are doing selfies or speaking like this, when you're doing these types of video, you're supposed to have everything above you so that you're looking up, not looking down. There you go. Exactly. Everything's here. Yeah, it's good. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap this up and wrap it up, Buttercup. So next week, we are not having a podcast, actually. I was going to be speaking, but I have a quick immersion. Yeah, so somebody's coming in town. Miss Christine's coming in town next week.
I was going to say, I know who it is.
Yeah, so one of my horses, Cloud, she's on YouTube and in the Mastery membership, Cloud, the beautiful brown and white paint horse, is coming back. Yeah. Oh God, I love Cloud. And she's coming back to find a new home. And hopefully that new connection will be Christine. So we'll see. So I'm holding the space. Yep, I do too. I knew it intuitively when Cloud's current owner, one of my students, Tracy, love her, just life is changing and she doesn't need she can't handle 3 horses right now. Yeah. It's just, horses are not, yeah, it's all good. So anyway, yep. So I'm saying a prayer for both of them. So Christine's going to be here right when Cloud gets here.
Oh my God, that's going to be awesome.
We're going to film it. Yeah, we're filming it.
Good.
It'll be pretty exciting. Yeah,
I've been talking with her about it over Messenger.
Yeah. Oh, I figured. I know you too.
So excited. Yeah. She's so excited.
So yeah. So no podcast next week, guys. Sorry. And yeah, unless for some reason, Chris, we're going to be working, so we don't have any time. And we're just crazy. It's nuts. Hopefully the beginner rider course will be launched by next Wednesday. Keep your fingers crossed.
Lando is still there?
Oh yeah, Lando's still here. Oh my gosh, he and Sabroso, he's got somebody his size now. So, oh Lord. He and Sabroso.
Oh, the Broso face. I love Broso face.
I'm grumpy man. They're at it for hours. In the morning, in the afternoon, they're chasing each other around. Yeah, so that's all I got. All right, guys. So thank you, everybody. God bless. May you always be one with your horse. Thank you, Erin.
Bye.
Bye, honey. See you.
Bye. Yes.
Okay, thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.